system. This workout is more extreme than any other workout system that I've done before. It's gonna get you in better shape. It's a better workout system because it's newer, and my profit margin is higher on this one. Now what I want you to do is I want you to hop 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now come on. 1, 2, 3.
What's going on? It's Javan Johnson here. You're watching episode number 46 of About 10 Minutes. So how many people out there know it's important sometimes to count the small victories? And today I had one of those small victories, So basically kind of to go into what happened was, if y'all remember back on episode number 1 of the show, if you've been following for that long, in episode number 1, I was talking about how I like McDonald's breakfast, So one of the things I was talking about was how they do the switch over time, basically like, there's a time where they switch over and they go from breakfast to lunch. So anyhow, today I was cutting it real close, for the whole like breakfast switchover time. And I'm thinking like, oh man, I get over there, I get into the parking lot, and it's like literally like 10:29. Okay. Now, mind you, they stop serving breakfast. The cutoff time is like 10:30. That's kind of like the technical, I guess, time where they cut off. Sometimes they may let it go a little bit longer, but on weekdays, like at the McDonald's in my area, that's like the cutoff time. So I pull into the parking lot. It's like 10:29. So I'm looking at the clock. It's like, ooh, you can only imagine the suspense that was going on. I pull over, I get to the thing where I place my order, and I get it in. I get my order in, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it was, this guy came outside in like very close proximity, you know what I'm saying, to when I got there, and like did a little thing where he switched over the menu, a little outdoor menu where they basically let you know, like, we're switching it over now, so don't order nothing else. So like literally it was almost like, man, it was like perfect timing when I got there. So I got my breakfast, which I still not eating yet. I've been riding around with it, because I had some other stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted my McDonald's breakfast, and I got it. So sometimes in life, you just got to be happy even about the small victories. About the small victories, too.
Can't redefine the truth, but a lot of people are trying to get us to be okay with simple acts that we should never do. Make sure you know the Bible, follow Jesus, not the crowd. Many who reject the truth.
So today I want to talk about pursuing God. Before I go into the spiritual side of things, let's talk about the natural side of things. It's like somebody wants to be a doctor. There's a process they have to go through. It's not a situation where they just get up, and say, I want to be a doctor, so I'm about to go down to this hospital and put in the application, and then I'm going to start up next week, being a doctor. That's not the way it works. There's a process they have to go through. There's schooling, there's testing. And so in order for somebody to be a doctor, they're going to have to endure that process. And even if it's a job, it's not in that profession, in a medical profession or a doctor, there's still a process. Generally if somebody's pursuing a job, they're going to have to, put in a resume or an application, basically to let the employer know, hey, I'm interested, in working for your company. And then from there, the employer will generally, if they're interested in that person, they'll set up an interview, and then that person will have to go through the interviewing process, whatever that may be, and then from there, the employer will make a decision, and if they offer the employee the job, then the employee will start, and then they'll start that process. As we really pursue God and we yield ourselves to Him, He will put us where we need to be. Sometimes we can be chasing things so hard, chasing other things in life and saying, well, I need to get this done, or I need to get that done. But when we really just yield ourselves to God and we say, God, I submit my life to you, it's all about what you want me to do. I'm a yielded vessel. I want to do what you want me to do. When we really get to that place with God and we're really not just saying it, but we're really yielding ourselves to God like that, we can really get to where we need to be in the Lord. It's important that we invest time into the things that really matter in life. And what really matters in life is serving God. We need to have the mentality of a servant to serve, to really be available to God, to say, whatever it is you want me to do, God, I'm going to do it. We're all going to go before God one day. We're all going to give an account for the way that we lived our lives. And it's like, for me personally, it's like, I think about that kind of stuff, and I really want to accomplish the things that God had for me to accomplish. And and I know I have my flaws, I know I have things I need to work on, but I really want to strive to keep getting better, And I think that's what we all should do. We shouldn't just look at ourselves and compare ourselves one to another. We should be in a situation where it's like, God, I want to do everything you've called me to do. I want to do it to the best of my ability. I want to carry out all of your plans, because our lives affect more than just us. You know, I mean, there's certain things that other people have done for me, and I'm thankful that God used them to be a blessing to me. And there's certain things that God can use me to be a blessing to people to do. There's certain things that God can use you to be a blessing to do. And so I think it's so important that we look at this beyond just ourselves. And I kind of put it to you like this. Sometimes, have you ever seen somebody, maybe two brothers, two siblings from the same parents, same two parents, okay, who have similar athletic abilities, but one brother just works way harder than the other. You may have like brother one, brother two, and brother two may just work way, way harder than brother one, and so it's like, you know, so he just does much better. He has a lot more success. And the thing about it is, you know, brother one may be looking at other people because brother one may be better than 80% of the other people he come into contact with. So it's like he feels like, man, I'm better, but then his brother is like head and shoulders above him. So basically you had a brother over here, brother one is looking at, well, I'm better than all these other people. I'm doing a much better job. But it's like, but based on the talent and what you have, you could be going so much farther than what you're doing. But you're not putting in the type of work that you should be in order to attain, you know, where you need to be at, whereas your brother is doing that. And so, I mean, and that's just one example, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we really want to make sure that we're putting in the time and we're really pursuing God. One thing that we don't want to do is invest a lot of time into things that don't matter. You know, things in the grand scheme of things don't matter. So that's why it's so important that we have that alone time with God on a consistent basis. You know, we're spending time alone with God, praying, reading the Bible, worshiping Him. You know, really having that time to really get our minds right, you know, to really renew our minds and to focus on Him. So the thing about it is, if you find yourself in a situation where it's like you notice, like, man, I've been slacking, the thing to do is to get back realigned, to get back on track. And so, you know, I mean, really, as we pursue God passionately, you know, give Him your best effort every single day. One day we're all going to go before God and give an account of how we lived. And so, you know, let's make sure we live our lives the best way we can.